as above, so below. We are talking about moon energy. This is mercurial energy. To each and every one of you guys, thank you and salutation to each and every one of you guys. I clean my glasses. I ain't worn them in a while. I'm tired. I'm teaching everyone. First of all, I want to say salutations to my madrino, to my oba, and to all of my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, and Ajay. To each and every one of you guys, I want to say welcome to my live. If this is your first time in my live, my name is Chief Apostle Samuel Ely Jr. I am the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated. My beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATRs. The ATRs are the African traditional religions by which we harness, direct, and disperse energy, frequency, and vibration. Teaching every one of you guys. What's up, my baby Scorpio? What's up, my Stormy? My Sagittarius from the Detroit. Yes, what's up, my Boaz? Thank you for bringing your ass in here, Bo. Thank God for my Boaz. Also, to each and every one of you guys, thank you so much for the continued support of our platform. Not only the support of our platform, also the support of the website of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, where the head nigga in charge is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. Thank you so much for being here with us. Before I get started on tonight, I want to say, what's up, my tree runner Aries in the house? I want to say congratulations to my Ryan, my Libra. He has completed his probation. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. I was with Tree well, actually, Tree Runner was with me today. I was say I was with Tree Runner, but the truth of the matter is Tree Runner was with me, and I was dealing with some stuff, and I got really aggravated, and she showed me the clip that Ryan had got completed his probationary, and that really made me happy. So it lifted my spirit. So I'm very, very happy for Ryan. I love when y'all win. I love it. What's up, Mama Susan? My Gemini in the house. I got really uplifted and excited on today. Guys, on this channel, I teach melanated people, not my personal beliefs or my practice, but I teach universal laws, and universal laws apply and applicable to each and every one of us. Reason why I'm wearing my glasses today because I'm exhausted, and I went in the cemetery this morning. I had to dig the hole. I had to come back home, get the rooster that's been decaying before the cauldron, and then I had to take it back out to the graveyard, do what I had to do, bury it. Place some stuff inside the cemetery. To all of that, those that are gonna get it and succumb, thank you for coming in my live, but hit that like button. When I did the cemetery work, I put in the groups, or I'm doing it since I'm mentioning it on my live. If you're doing the type of work of cleansing people, all you can have here is some inches, and that's not for free. So I want to say that if you're doing the cleansing work, I'm removing and unburying her from some work that was done, and so you do not place those type of works in a cemetery where your relatives reside. If you have buried relatives in there, I had to find a cemetery that I can utilize to house that energy until the spirits of the cemetery actually remove all the harmful energy that was offered to the bird cleansing Sister Tree Rhonda. So it was a lot of work when it came to that. I had to do things in the cemetery, and so I was supposed to come home. I forgot I was supposed to be at the funeral home because I'm getting a headstone from my deceased son that I had with my first wife, and so I had to go back, and so I've been going all day, and then Sister Tree called me, and so we had to take care of some stuff today. So I'm just getting back home. I've been up since 6 o'clock, really before 6 o'clock, but I've been going. So thank God I'm retired. Now I want to talk about something today. Now, first of all, let me say this. Hello to my Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Hello to each and every one of you guys. So let's talk about this, because we always talking about magic and conjure. Now you're gonna have to excuse me because that's what I've been wearing. And I was gonna take a bath earlier, but I ended up getting caught in the streets. What's up, my? Oh, she ain't coming in as Bobby. That's my crab cakes in the house, Monique 444. So I want to talk about magic and conjure and mysticism and the things that we do out in the spiritual streets. So my subject is tonight, because we're talking about the moon energy and lunar energy and its connectivity to growth, connectivity to phases, and also patterns. So when you're dealing with the moon energy, it has a lot of pull on you when it comes down to your growth and your ability to grow. Also, seasons are ruled by the moon. So periods of time, whether to plant or whether to uproot. So whether to laugh or to cry. So my subject is on tonight, accusations in the ATRS. When you get into spirituality, especially all those that are following me that want to do this as a business. If you want to do this as a business, you need to understand this. Now, I've been having my own church since 2001. So let me say this. I came up with money. So what I'm about to say is what I learned and how I learned to function. I'm not saying for you, sir or ma'am, to do what I do when it comes down to money magic, when it comes down to conjure, when it comes down to having dominion, when you're out there negotiating, when it comes down to other businesses. Okay? I carry a lot of power, I carry a lot of arche, a lot of cheap, and I got a lot of skill, I got a lot of favor, and I have also built up a reputation economically. That I'm 52 years old. I've been doing content since I was a child, but I have also been doing business as a child. My mother had me. I had a business card at Sam's way back then, and I was just freshly 18, and I had a business card with the hotels and the property that I was signed on through her. But I was legally able to operate in business with businesses even at 18 years old. So I want to let you know and reference why I have so much behind me when it comes down to conjure and magic and spirituality and better business and all those things. So this is why when I talk about your name, the Bible said your name should be more valuable than gold and silver. Why you as a grown man, a grown woman, need to understand the value of your name, your frequency and vibration. A lot of people trying to do money magic and their name ain't good. That is going to affect your manifestation. Trying to get a home or trying to get certain things going. So the reason I want to talk about accusations, because a lot of people in these ATRs and these spiritual streets, whether you're in church, whether you are not in the church, but you got church influence, whether you are a solo, dolo, spiritual witch, or Ajay, or Iyami, whatever your particular tribal priest or priestess, conjureman, necromancer, obeah man. Business is still a part of your growth, your process, and your development, and your level of expansion. And you're going to deal with acquisition. If you're in an elate, you're going to deal with acquisition. If you're in a church, you're going to deal with acquisition. From the pulpit to the pews. It can be from the pews to the pulpit. Accusation, people accuse people of things all the time. People accuse people of fucking. People accuse people of lying. People accuse people of cheating, whether they got the facts involved or not. So if you don't learn, and this is something that I find that black American people lack the most in, is life skills. Not knowing how to deal with a situation or circumstance, not knowing how to address situations and circumstances, and keeping the energy at bay. Being able to function in your energy and frequency and resolve issues and circumstances and situations. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. I'm very good at problem solving. So, one of the things I want to talk about before I get into this is I wanted to acknowledge and congratulations to Ryan. And then I want to talk about Sister Tree been with me over 30 years. And I have been talking to Sister Tree since she was in her 20s. She's Aries, she's very hard-headed, and she's bent in doing things her way. I have an Aries moon, so I don't know. But on today, we were at a business. And why this is important? Because no matter how much I try to teach you and tell you, when you live a life of poverty, when you live a life that you're constantly entangling yourself in a circle of people that are not going to be able to get out of the bucket. A lot of you guys, whether you want to admit it or not, you like hanging around other people that are in struggle. Because you can say, well, I'm not struggling like him or her. There's no reward. There's no trophy for being in poverty. Because you got a pack of beans more than the next man or woman, because your household is not under eviction threat this month, doesn't mean you're prospering. Doesn't mean you're conjuring. It doesn't mean your prayers are being heard by God. You understand? And this is why I tell people about venerating certain ancestors and egum. You need to have the knowledge of how these people live before you start placing them on your altar. Black people don't like to hear that. Because however they think and operate and when they're living, it's going to be the same way they think and operate when they are dead or deceased. I do not work with Minister Mario with money magic. Because he did not live the lifestyle I live, and he cannot bring, it doesn't mean he can't be a blessing to me, but I'm going to say, because of the life he lived, I lived a better life. It doesn't mean spirits can't be a blessing to you, but I would not go to him in particular about my finances when I was living a life above his means. I would go to my own ancestor that trafficked more money than I did. And for me to aspire to their greatness. So there has to be some type of logic and sober-minded when it comes to money magic and better business. The skill set of a person or a spirit is really important. A person that got their money through con out of the street is different from somebody that worked. And let me tell y'all something. Legal does not mean you don't profit. Legal just means that you got legal documents. So I was there, Sister Tree don't see me deal business, but not like I did before. So we were sitting at the table, and when I go to a place, I'm always looking for somebody black. Now I'm looking for somebody black and American. So I told the young man, I said, listen, I said the only thing that can cause this deal to go left if you tell me you're a Trump supporter. He said, no, I'm not no Trump supporter. I said, listen, I'm here to buy. So what I need you to do, I need you to go get me the best deal from them people in the back. I said, because you're not in a position to tell me the price for what I'm trying to purchase. I told this black nigger this from the jump. I'm here to buy. I said, sir, I done bought my mama a car cash, so I'm used to paying for stuff cash. I said, sir, I said, all I need you to do is to go back there and talk to them and see what they're willing to do. He came back with a deal. And I looked at the paper. And I looked at him. And I got hot. I said, I'm not trying to keep them from making a profit, and I'm not trying to keep you from making you commission. I said, but if you're going to bring me back the same price that's on the internet, that I could, and then you want to tell me you can bring it down 1,000. I said, that's not good faith. That's what I said to him. I said, show me the other car, because I'm not getting in that car. He said, why you not getting the car? He said, I can bring it down 1,000. I said, if you could have brought it down $1,000, you should have came back with it as a lower than $1,000, and then I would think you were trying to negotiate. But the mere fact you came back with these numbers, sir, I'm not interested. Not that one. Give me this. I want you to run in the numbers on this one. What's up there, my Boaz? So he said, well, no, I can give. I said, no. I said, you don't understand. I told you from the beginning that I was not what I was here to do and what I could do. Now, you've already shown me based on this paperwork that you're not here to negotiate. So since we have failed in this endeavor, I'm ready to move to the next purchase. I said, because I can do this whether it's here or Fort Pierce or where do we gotta go to Stewart. He said, what's your price range? I said, I can buy one brand new. But my price range ain't your problem. I'm here to get what I asked you for. While you worried about what I can spend, you need to be worried about what I can buy that you can sell me. Don't try to fix my pocket. And see, this is what I don't like about niggas. He was losing me. He was losing me in a set. When I tell y'all that I'm a boss, when I'm talking about spiritually or naturally, I will get quiet because I want to see what you're going to do. I said, so when the manager came and sat at the table, I told the manager, he said, well, he's good. I said, no. I said, the problem I had with him, with this car, he said, no, we can get this other car done if you want it. I said, I don't want it. I said, because if you were going to sit here and negotiate with me, then you would have gave me a different price. I said, I'm used to paying for stuff before time or cash. I said, and I told him that. And I said, and I told him that I was no longer interested in that vehicle. I was interested in the other vehicle. I said, you talking to me about something. I said, if you can't give me a deal on this one, then I will go. He said, well, we got the best price. I said, let me explain something to you. I told it, and I told the cracker that. But the real reason I told that nigga, that black man, that black American man, it's not my fault you didn't realize, cause you looking at how I'm dressed. That's the shit that black people, everybody that got money ain't gonna be dressed up in a suit. So he said, the black man told me, he said, well, I'm trying to put the ball back in your court. I said, in my court? I said, the ball is in my court. You can't give me a ball that I have. I said, because I'm here to buy. I'm not here to get finances. None of that shit. You either gonna sell me the vehicle or you can't. I said, how this is in my court. I said, it's always been in my court. I got the goddamn money. I didn't say it like that, but I was really nasty. Because I got mad. Trerona here to tell you. It's the business side of me is true. And because I had already picked this nigga out to make him some money. And he gonna sit there and try to play me like I'm a poor broke nigga like him. You got a suit on and you can't afford the suit you wearing. And you gonna judge me. That's accusing me. So I got a reason why I'm talking about it. The last thing you want to do with a Sagittarius is to try to underestimate them and demean them. How you gonna give me a ball when it's my game? And this is why I tell y'all about walking in your authority. When you know you got the cards in your hand, there ain't no fucking negotiation. Either you gonna give me a reasonable price so I can get the fuck out of here. I told this nigga, I told him, I said, sir, I shop a lot, but I don't shop long. And what I mean by that, sir, I not only told him, I explained that to his fuck ass. I said, sir, when I come in, wherever I go, I don't be there long. Because I already know what I want. If you have it, I'm gonna buy it. And I'm gone. I'm gonna be gone. I don't believe in being nowhere, even when I'm fucking. I'm gonna pay for the pussy and go about my business. I'm not gonna be there no longer than we fucking. And I'm gone. I'm like Casper the Ghost. I'm bewitched. I'm out this bitch. When I'm shopping for clothes, when I'm shopping for cakes, when I'm shopping for ass, I don't be there long. Because I'm there to do business. A lot of y'all ain't there to do business. I'm not here to plead with you. Because I don't need a goddamn thing you got. And you don't own the vehicles. The car dealership own the vehicle. And them niggas, them crackers back there is the only one that can tell you what you can do and what you can't do. So go talk to them. And since he was like, I said, sir, bring me my papers. He said, what did I do wrong? Tree wrong. What did I do? I said, sir, bring my papers. Because I'm ready to go. I told you what I was here to do. And now you done made this something it should not be. And so the white boy had to come and save him. And I told True Runner when I said, this is why when niggas don't ain't used to dealing with money, they don't know how to deal with other black people. And you think I'm a nigga like you. You think I operate and function like you and your parents. I don't function like that. And that's what's wrong with these people in the ATR. They're always accusing me of shit that I ain't doing. I'm not like these other niggas. And you try me like you try them, you gonna get it. You gonna get your sadly mistaken. So when the white boy came out there, he said, "Well, what can we do for you?" He said, "I'm here to do business. What are you trying to do?" I said, "I no longer want that car. I want this car. And I want the numbers that you're willing to give me. I don't want to see with the stream. I'm not interested in none of that shit. Cause I'm used to paying the car. That's where my family, my mama operated. That's how when I bought my mama car, that's how I did. So I'm not doing nothing on social media trying to impress nobody. I have my own spirit, I have my own conjure, and I have my own mentality." He said, "I tell you what, we gonna run something." He said, "If I come with this number, are you gonna buy?" I said, "Sir, I came here to buy." So he came back with the numbers. I looked at the numbers. I said, "It's a go." Now I'm gonna skip some parts because I had to give some answer. But I got back to the finance guy, right? You know what this cracker gonna tell me? He gonna say, he said, "Well, you might, I don't know if your card is gonna do this big of a transaction." He said, "We might have to call the bank." I said, "Fine." When he swiped my business card, that shit went through. You should have seen that cracker face. Cause when I got in the car, I schooled Tree again. See, I'm not gonna school you in front of these crackers, but I'm gonna school you when we get in this car. Cause this bullshit that's going down, I didn't appreciate that shit. Now you know my church legal. Now you know I'm a businessman. And I'm not with the bullshit. When that white man swiped that business card with that black man face on it, he wasn't expected to go through. I said, "Did it go through?" I was sitting there looking just like this. I said, "Did it go through?" He said, "Yeah." They were making all kind of accusations, but they claimed to do business. But they're not accustomed to black American men. They're used to women handling business. This is what black men don't understand about conjure and mysticism. A lot of the bullshit you have to deal with because you dropped the ball, and they're not expecting black men to have credit. They're not expecting black men. So when I was getting the insurance on the church, through the church, so there was like, the black girl was, I knew she was black. So she was like, she asked me all these questions. So I was like, "I don't have nothing on my record." And she asked all the questions. I said, "No, I don't have none of that." So she quoted me one price. When she ran my name and my social security number, she came back and she said, "I got to give you a better deal, Mr. Ely." See, shit changes. See, some of y'all been called Mr. and Mrs., but they don't got no respect for you. But they won't try that shit no more. They'll think twice when they see another black man walk in there, and they'll handle shit different. I told the lady once I got the insurance, I said, "I bet you ain't never had a black man to tell you something up front, and then you find out later he was telling the truth." I said, she started laughing on the phone. Trina heard her. She was laughing. She said, "You right." I said, "A lot of people tell you they this, that, and another." I said, "But this is the first time you done have a black man to tell you something and it came back true." Just like when I got stopped by the police officer. When they searched my car, He said, I said, the good thing, he said, I ain't never seen somebody have this many vitamins in their car. I said, at least I was telling the truth. A lot of y'all think I just be out here running my mouth. I be talking spotted. I mean every goddamn word I say. When you gonna do conjure, you got to be a man or woman of your word. You got to be a person that's about your business. You got to be a person. I said that this is what I was trying to tell Tree. I said this is the kind of shit I was telling. I said now you trying to do business. See, what she did when she fucked up is that she did the insurance in my name. It cleared the church name and it cleared my name. I said, when you got a nigga my age and he can't pull none, you don't need to be with that. You got a broke ass, old ass nigga. A man of my age or older should be in a position that he can make some shit happen. I don't care if you're a root worker, I don't care if you're a conjure man, I don't care if he's a garbage goddamn man. At a certain age, men should be able to move some shit. So, this is why we talking about accusation. You're going to deal with accusation everywhere you go. I don't care if it's in the church house. I don't care if it's in the whole house. I don't care if it's in an Elay coven. It can be on the sidewalk. Somebody going to always be accusing you of something. And you got to have the energy. See, I keep telling people, I don't have the patience that y'all think I got. Because when I tell you what I'm here to do, when I tell you what I'm coming to do, and you try to underestimate me, because he was about to lose his commission. Because I had enough. First of all, I'm not used to being nowhere. When I bought my house, it didn't. Ask Minister Mario, it didn't take long at all. I don't start some shit and not prepare for some shit. Because I don't believe in being embarrassed. When I'm on a piece of ass, I know what I can do with it. Huh? Once I get in there, I can kind of feel my way around. I know whether I'm going to be able to take it easy and push my way through, or I can jackhammer like a motherfucker. I'm always prepared. And I try to teach all of y'all melanated people about being prepared. Don't count up the cost before you make a move. So when people try to do their little bullshit, no matter if it's carnal or whether it's spiritual, whether it's mundane, whether it's platonic, or whether it's romantic, you always prepare. You should be always in the driver's seat. They learned something on today. That I don't need a three-piece suit to move some shit. When my grandmother bought my car, she had a moo-moo dress on and a apron and some bobos. And she had bought cars for her children and her grandchildren out of the showcase. And that white man tell you, the cars you looking for are over there. And she went off. That's what I'm used to. I'm watching my great uncles when they go buy stuff. I said, my family ain't never got a mortgage. Every piece of property they got, whether it's land or a house, they pay for cash. I was the first one to get a financing. So if you have any inclination of what type of resources you're dealing with, or somebody with a level of knowledge, a lot of y'all, you can't help business people because you ain't used to shit. And that's what I told her. I said, I told you that this has to go through my business. You done got this shit in my personal name. Now, my business. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry. It's my mistake. I know it's your goddamn mistake. But we need to fix this. Because let me tell y'all something about me. If you want to see get on my bad side, do not embarrass me. Do not embarrass me in front of the crackers. I don't like being embarrassed, period. But that nigga was too broke to embarrass me. But them crackers, don't embarrass me in front of white folks. I will lose it. I represent my bloodline and my family when it comes down to doing business. And I don't like being embarrassed. I knew my car wasn't going to decline, and I knew that transaction wasn't going to go through. I asked that crowd. He the one said that it may not go through because of a limit on my card. What kind of fucking money you think I'm dealing with? I said, okay, we'll see. And he was talking and trying to sell me all kinds of. I said, I want to see if my car go through. That's the only thing I was interested in. He was throwing out talk. I said, I'm concerned about my car. I want to see if my car go through. Do that first. While you accusing me and making accusation against me, let's see if my car go through. Zoop. I said, did it go through? He said, yeah. I said, oh. The reason we're talking about this is because accusation is a charge or a claim that someone has done something illegal or wrong. This is what black people don't understand about in conjuring and magic. When you're black and you're American, they assume the worst. They assume that something ain't right. When a white person do something, they assume that they are right. You need to understand as a black American man and woman, when you're out there doing business, when you're out there doing conjure, this is why these people think I'm like them. No, your shit illegal. Your shit undone. My shit together. I got lawyers that put my church together. The lady asked, well, how long you been a pastor? I said, since 2001 of my own church, but I have co-pastor other churches before then. Let me tell you something. When you set up doing, they're not taking your word for it. They're gonna go into the system and pull your shit. I don't care what you tell them, they ain't listening to you. And that's why I want him to pull my. She's on my. Well, why your on your paper card it says the zip code is one thing, but in the state of Florida you have another. I said, oh, I do it electronically. I said I need to change that, but everything else is legit. Now run that shit. I mean that. Because I like to flex on crackers. If you want to know the truth, it ain't got nothing to do with conjuring, ain't got nothing to do with universal laws. It's just a personal pet peeve of mine. I get my jollies on. Because when they underestimate a black person, I love to shine. So accusation means that. So when you accuse somebody of something, you charge it by definition. You charge someone with an offense or a crime. You claim that somebody done something wrong. What I want black people to stop doing is accusing people of stuff. Don't accuse somebody of scamming you. Don't accuse somebody of mishandling you. Don't accuse somebody of lying on you or doing something wrong. That's what makes me mad. When I'm teaching and giving you real truth, real fact, because we're in the age of Aquarius, right? It is for you to understand how you supposed to function in this thing called life. Not me. I'm already successful. I'm already victorious. You understand? When people accuse me of something, my job at that point is to make that accusation as false and unsubstantial as possible. I'm going to knock the fucking legs off of your accusation. When you accuse me of cheating, I'm going to knock the fucking legs off of that accusation. When you accuse me of being unfaithful, when you accuse me of being the devil, now you got to prove that shit. See, I'm the type of person, when you make an accusation against me, now the investigator in my ass comes alive. Now the lawyer in me steps up to the front. And now you got to bring that shit home. You got to bring the receipts to prove I did you wrong. I handled you wrong. I did something unjust to you. This is why when my mother-in-law said, are you going to apologize to me? I said, what the hell I'm going to get apologize to you for? I ain't did nothing wrong. You was wrong. Because I was talking and addressing my wife. Not my girlfriend, not my fiance, a bitch that got my last name. And when I would address you, I was talking about my child. I'm talking about who came out of my nuts. See, when you being accused of something, you got to bring the receipts. I was clarifying why she was not owed an apology. I apologized to my wife because I went too far, because I'm a Sagittarius. And I know I could have handled that better, but at that time, I was hot. That's why she was getting an apology. And I specifically told her that I'm not apologizing for what I said. I'm apologizing for how I said it, because I didn't have to go that deep. Because I ain't had to talk about your mama and your mama and your mama's mamas. And that was too many mamas that I inferred. That wasn't necessary. So I apologize for the shit. I went too far. Because when I'm on the road, I'm on the road. When I say roll that beautiful bean footage, I'm not going to stop until I run out of gas. And I'm a 5-sign, so it's going to be a while. So when I went ham, I went fucking ham. So I was apologizing for all those other things that I had did and said, because I was showing my natural black ass. So I was apologizing, but I stopped with the mother-in-law. I said, wait a minute. I wasn't asking you about your marriage. I wasn't asking you about your children. I was talking about my wife and my child that came out of my nuts. I don't owe you no explanation. What the fuck are you? Some of y'all act like people did you wrong. You making accusation. And the ATRs, people gonna act like you scamming them or you beat them out of money. People gonna act like you are doing something to them. And let me tell y'all something. Never accuse me of doing a spell on you. Never accuse me of something that I'm within my rights to do. And don't ever accuse me of doing you dirty when you did me dirty. You understand? This reverse psychology shit that's out here in these ATRs. When you know you can afford some shit, don't talk no shit. Because I'm going to bring the receipts. Don't act like I'm saying something wrong. What's up, my Tasha Foster, my Aquarius from North Carolina? Now, this is why this is important. Proverbs, the 18th chapter, verse 19. Put that in there for me, Bo, so I can help my melanated people. Proverbs 18 and 19. And we talking about accusations in the ATR, dealing with melanated people. See, when you accuse me of being evil, you got to prove that shit. And I'm going to make you eat them words. That's how I came up with the term jeopardy. I say, Alex, is that your final answer? You sure you want to stand on that statement? You sure you want to, them words that you spoke out of your mouth, you sure you want to stand on that? You gonna call me a fuck boy, a fuck nigga? You sure? I don't got no problem. I want to make sure you gonna stand on that. Cause I'm gonna roast your ass. When you call me a fake and a phony, I don't have no problem. Stand on that shit. When you call me gay, crooked, bisexual, you call me any fucking thing you want to. But I need you to stand on that shit. Because I'm going to make you wish you have never called me a name other than Chief Apostle Samuel Eulogy. Huh? Or Daddy Bigly. You could say that. But all that other accusation and trying to be like, you gonna do, it says this. I'm going to show you. Proverbs 18 and 19. A brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city. When somebody is offended, when somebody thinks you done did them wrong, it says it's harder for you to win over an offended brother. When somebody feels like you done said some foul shit and you wrong. When you accuse me of being wrong, you gonna have to back that shit up. I'm not gonna let you sit there and say something about me or declare something about me that is not correct. And you got all these fucking feelings about how you feel that you've been done wrong. When I have the right to chastise your ass. See, if I'm out of my jurisdiction, I'm wrong. I'm dead ass wrong. But if I'm the parent, how I'm wrong for chastising my child? If you in my church, how I'm wrong for correcting your behavior? If I'm wrong, that's one thing. If I'm operating illegally, that's one thing. But if I am operating in my lane, in my path, and in my role, how the fuck am I wrong for addressing you the way I address you? Some of y'all think people are doing y'all wrong. When your mama say be home before dark hit, I don't give a goddamn how you feel. You live in her house by her rules. Oh, she married and got a husband, but their rules. You can have your feelings all day long. Nobody's taking you, take your feeling away from you. Nobody's taking away your mindset. What we're saying, somebody take care of jellyfish. Thank you for coming in and helping me. This is a monetized channel and it helps black people. So thank you. Every coin that you help me, it's a blessing. So I want y'all to understand something. When my mama told me that she was not going to feed me that day because she already gave me money, I could not like what she said all day long. I was in her car. What was I going to do? Some of y'all think somebody handling you wrong. When they say you're not ready, you're not ready. Because are you going to represent apostolic faith of Jesus Christ, and hard as I work to get my ministry as a black man where it is, you're fucking crazy. You ain't got to change shots, but you won't be doing it in my church. You won't be doing it with the name of apostolic faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated. You won't be doing it with my website. You won't be doing it with my properties. You can do any goddamn thing you want to do with your life. You are free, sir and ma'am, to do so. But you're not going to come on my platform and do it. You're not going to lie on my platform, because my people that come and follow me and support me and give towards me, whether Zelle, whether it's PayPal, they give to me for the truth. And that's what people come here. Whether they come every night, whether they come every now and then. But one thing they know about Apostle Ely, they're going to get the truth. Whatever it is that he's talking about. So it goes on to say, and their contention are like bars of a castle. When somebody has contention, that means they ain't listening, they ain't hearing shit. Some of you are locked in. To hear me real, this is moon energy. You in a phase of bullshit. You are too old to be that immature. I'm going to say this again in case some of y'all don't know me. Don't say nothing to me you don't mean. I don't care what it is. If you say you gonna give me some pussy, don't say it if you don't mean. I done stopped people in the midst of them talking to me while we on that pillar. I told one person, I said, the only time you tell me the truth is when I got dick in you. Any other time you lying. But when I got dick in you, you tell the truth. So I don't allow even nobody I'm having sex with to say something to me that they don't mean. And I asked them. I said, listen, you ain't got to say all that. Don't say something. I mean it. Okay. Because I'm going to hold you. I'm going to set you here. I'm going to hold you to that shit. Don't tell me something belongs to me. Don't tell me I can get it when I want it. I don't want to hear that. Because if you don't mean it, don't say it. You grown. That's your body. But if you invite me, I'm gonna be like Dracula on your ass. I'm coming in, and I'm gonna use. Once I get the invitation, I'm gonna take over all this shit. It was your house. It's my domain now, cause you done gave me the invite. Don't invite me to your ass, cause I'm gonna take it. Don't invite me in your mind, cause I'm gonna take it. Don't invite me in your life unless you are serious. That's why I tell people, until you're ready for whatever you're doing, until you're ready, that's when you contact me. I'm not the person to vent to. I'm not the person. I don't want to hear your goddamn dreams. I don't want to hear your hurt. I don't want to hear your sad story, your happy story. I don't want to hear shit. If you ain't Zelling me or PayPaling me, I'm not even your therapist. And I ain't gonna do that for people. I don't fuck for free. I don't give out advice for free. I don't do it. I got a church to build. Ain't nobody gonna give me none. So I gotta work my donation the best I can. But this is what I'm talking about. If you've been done wrong, that's one thing. If somebody's being unfair, unjust, that's a thing. And you have every right as a grown man or woman, no matter what your tradition is, to have a problem with it. But when you ain't paying for shit, you are hardly in doing some shit. The reason why the people in my church got the hush mouth, because you don't pay for shit there. That's my money. I told the man at the dealer, I told him, listen, nobody walks out with instruments. When somebody decide that they ready to go from my church, they don't take shit. They can't even take a fan. You just walk your ass out there and do your life. But talking about you gonna be grabbing up something, let me get my pew, let me get my chair, let me get my drum set. No, sir. If we fucking in the bed, all this shit mine. And it's paid for. All you gonna take out of this house when you leave is the good memories. You can't even take the dick with you. Because it belongs to me. It's my commodity. Huh? I done heard people say, oh, I feel like you stealing on inside me. I'm glad you feel that way. That's called muscle memory. But the dick, because if I got to make some more money tonight, I need my dick. Hallelujah. Praise God. When you offended, you cannot be won over because you're not rational. And when you're dealing with magic and you got offended people, that's energy, that's frequency and vibration. And you set yourself up to be warring with your elders, your leaders, or your pastor, your tatas, your mumbos, your hugon, your bokor, your yami, whatever title they have. And you don't want to be that person that are claiming or accusing people of doing something wrong to you. Ain't there a woman or man can say, I got out of the way with them. Tree been there 30 years over. Can't never say, I fuck almost every day if God allowed me. I would have been fucking today, but I was at the cemetery. And right now, I'm horny and I'm hungry, but I'm only got enough energy to do one, and I guess I got to eat. I'll try it again tomorrow. Reconnecting. Anyway, let me tell y'all something. It's dangerous to accuse a man of God, a woman of God, a tata, a mombo, or huga of something, and you don't have no receipts. You can't go in there with feelings, because you're going to be cross-examined. And they're going to shoot that shit down. This is why I tell y'all go through the website. This is why I tell you to Zelle and PayPal. Because I can't lie and you can't lie. You got an order number. Nobody can lie. I don't care if we call it donation or derecho. It's transactional. It has a IP number and everything. You're secure. I'm secure. Nobody got to trust nobody's word, because it's all in the website. It's all in the Zelle. This is why I keep down a lot of peace when it comes down to my business. I can't tell nobody what they ain't purchased. And nobody can tell me what they have purchased without no receipts. When I tell y'all, if you're going to get into this ATR, be a businessman and be a business. If you're going to get into a relationship with any person, I don't care how good the dick is, I don't care how good the pussy is, I don't care how good the ass is, I don't care how good the throat is. Get you somebody that know business and know how to run business and handle business, because they're going to keep stress out your life. They're going to always be trying to make a profit. And that betters everything that they are in control of or responsible for, if you don't like the word control. This is why I can get healed, because I handle my business. Huh? This is because the reason I can live the way I live is because I handle my business. I don't let people that are out of business tell me how to run business. I don't let people tell me how to handle money when they don't handle the type of currency that I handle. A lot of you guys are getting advice from the wrong people. And I told Sister Sheree, I said, this is why I told you why that person is your friend. How two broke ass people gonna help each other? How two ignorant ass motherfuckers gonna help each other? Huh? How you gonna help me with sex magic and something wrong with your pussy and something wrong with your dick? How you gonna manifest? This is why I told that bitch, I can tell you about her. I still got I'm 52 years old. Bitch, I still got my hairline. I'm not losing my hair. You got a fucking wig on. How you gonna tell these people how to be youthful and prosperous? Look at my skin. And I'm telling you, I'm fucking. I told you I toss salads. Sister Tree and none of them niggas in my church can tell you my birth stink. And I'm out here tossing salad like I own a vegetarian stand. How I can't tell you how to stay clean? How I can't tell you how to keep your body protected? bullshit. I don't know why you listening to the people you listening to, but I know why I listen to the people I listen to. You say you grown, why you giving a listening ear to a bitch that can't tell you what you need to know? You know why she didn't have to be embarrassed today? Because I was running shit. You know why my saints don't have to be embarrassed? It's not because of them. Because the shit they do will bring them to a walk of shame. But because I handle business so well and so superb and so excellent, as my writings say, extraterrestrial energy, frequency, and vibration, those are facts on your ass. Because if you good to me, I'm going to show you the best way to win. I have no vested interest in you losing shit. I want your testimony. And the only way I'm going to get your testimony is I help you play your goddamn hand. And I'm still not going to tell you what to do. Because you're grown. I'm going to guide you like a motherfucker. We in the rainforest. I know my terrain. I know my jurisdiction. I know the animal that we may encounter. I know the incident that we may encounter. This is why I was telling Demetrius. I said I want to go in first, so I can find out where it shit at, and then you have safe travel when you come behind me. Those that decide to come through me through Ocha or Orisha or Apollo or Voodoo, they got safe passage because I'm the guy. And I beat somebody's ass. I'm talking about in the boat, and also anybody try to get on that boat, I'll fuck you up. And I ain't saying nothing behind your back. And if you want to cause some confusion on the boat, we gonna fuck you up too. Cause you ain't gonna disturb nobody's peace here. All because you making accusation. You ain't gonna fuck nothing up here on Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated. Huh? Bitch, I'll snatch your titties off. Huh? I will pull the back of your edges off. Sir, I will snatch your grill out your mouth. That's how far I'm willing to go for Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated. I ain't worked this goddamn hard, made these kind of sacrifices. Let nobody. That's including the woman that birthed me in the earth. He said I can curse her. He didn't say I can block her. He said that I can curse my daddy. He didn't say I can block him. And he said that I can avoid your energy. But everybody else that come with that bullshit, if you ain't here to make merry, and I'm talking about Merry, I'm talking about wine does like a Mary. If you ain't trying to do that, if you ain't trying to be happy and gay, if you ain't trying to be the joy of the Lord, if you ain't trying to have wisdom, oh, I'm the wrong nigga. Huh? If you ain't trying to have a good sex life, I'm not your man. If you ain't trying to make no money, you ain't trying to be on top, I'm not for you. And that's good. That's good for you and good for me. I'm here to resonate with who I resonate with. I want you to have a business mind. So if I got to share my business skills to you, I don't have a problem. But I share that with people that invest in me. Because you can't tell me you trust me and you ain't investing in me. You can't tell me you support me and you ain't investing in me. Now, what I try to tell people, I try to give you advice for what you have to offer. See, I can give you advice about what I have to offer, because the shit that she went through, I would never went through it. If she was sitting in that seat, they would have handled her totally different. But I told him, I said, I don't know why you keep looking at her. She ain't got no money. I went through the same shit with her mama when I went to Rooms to Go. I think that's what it was. And the man walked past me and started talking to her mama. I had some saints with me. I said, what the fuck is this? I said, sir, she ain't got no money and she ain't got no credit. I don't know why you talking to her. Because the only person in the shop is me. He was looking at Tree Runner, he was talking to her. I said, sir, I said, why you keep looking at her? She ain't got no goddamn money. I ain't say goddamn money. I said, she ain't got no money. When we were sitting in the finance office, he was talking about y'all. I said, ain't no y'all. It's me. You keep talking about y'all. Ain't no y'all. It's me. The man with the nipples. God damn it. Keep talking about y'all. She my driver. Goddamn, no y'all. Y'all. I hope y'all have it. We ain't gonna have a motherfucking thing that I'm gonna have. Bullshit. So I can only give you knowledge, wisdom, and understanding according to your pocketbook. How you get down. Because I don't believe in embarrassment. So I ain't gonna have you talking like that. Because however I wanted to go about that situation. If I wanted to pull my credit, if I wanted to pay for a cat, I could do that. I was more than capable of handling that shit. But it ain't no y'all, sir. They just with me. And I got a situation. I said, I wouldn't even drive my rental if I had more people that Mr. Mario, that's all he did. I ain't drive nowhere. This is the most I've been driving since Mr. Mario been dead. And when I had Monique to drive me around when I was high up on these prednisone. That bullshit. I told you, I'm a different person when it comes to business. I do not, I expect to be treated a certain type of way. That's when I go to hotel, anywhere I go, restaurant. If you treat me like a nigger, you're gonna have problems. Because you're accusing me that I did something wrong. You're accusing me that I'm not gonna tip you, so therefore you're gonna give me piss poor service. And you making an accusation you can't prove. I make people treat me like I want to be treated. I don't give a damn who you are. If I go there again, if I don't never go there, they will never forget Apostle Samuel Unity. I promise you, they will never forget. I said, sir, I said, Tree, where that man at? I can't put the windows down. Where that man at? She said, he talking, I don't give a fuck. Get over here. Cause I told her, I said, I thought y'all had put some shit on me. But I didn't know how to work the car. So that's why it happened. It's all good. Because I got to run a car that I don't know how to work. Sometimes the brake come on, I can't find out. I'd be in there for almost 20 minutes trying to figure out shit. Technology ain't my thing. I ain't stupid, but it's not my thing. I'm accustomed to get things. So I've been working for y'all. All I'm saying, my baby Scorpio said reading for me. Where my cards? Did you see that picture I sent you? For 7 candle? It's burning good. Hold on. In better business. Burn. Listen, I'm not being funny, and this is my actual personality, and this is how I was raised up, and I'm a really different person when it comes down to money, and business, and how I interact with people when it comes to business. I'm a different person when it comes to having a good time and partying, but when it comes to money, I'm shrewd, I'm rude, and I'm ruthless. I'm downright nasty. If you play with me, I'll make you wish that you never accused me of anything. My mother's like, you won't let that go. No. Anything you say about me, to the day you die, I'll be still bringing it up. I sure will. I said, no. You said I was dirty dog. You said, no. You said, oh, can we get back together? Because I put roots on you, remember? You can't get this dick no more. Because you don't want this root inside you. Don't ever call me nothing. Because I'm going to make you stand on that shit. Accuse me falsely, it ain't going to be good. My baby Scorpio, Peach, Scorpio, and better business. Hear these words which I speak as I call to thee. That which is in the dark, bring it to the light of my eyes. That which is in the dark, bring it to the light of my eyes. Ebasa, nanderiosa. From Scorpio, what is that this Scorpio needs to focus on? What is it that this Scorpio needs to focus on? It's clear and it's strong. And you know what? That candle is being worked with my elegba that was fed when I went and received inlay in a box. Did y'all like my altar set up for Oya, Yanza? Did anybody like that? Was it not everything? Was it not all things? I'm still gonna be doing this all week. So if you want a candle to present to Oya while I'm doing because this is the month I got crowned, so I'm still celebrating. So if you want to get one of those multiple color candle, it's only $100 to those that support me. My shadow card comes up. No agenda in shadow for Scorpio. It says none are left. It says my motivation of self-interest, ulterior motive, hidden agenda, Scorpio, give way to pure acts of friendship, unconditional love, and giving. When I take myself out of the way. Speak, Lord. I create a space for true and loving friends, joy, and fulfillment. This has a lot to do, Scorpio, because it's in shadow. This has to do with what they want you to pay attention to. Not about getting yourself in the way of what you're asking for and what you're praying for, what we're working for. So you have to relinquish trying to control the outcome. The outcome is going to be what it is. All right? It says your middle card, what's going on? Now it says eliminating negative thoughts. She said, how? She's an overthinker. It says Ayin Lamed Mem. It says I now switching off the destructive thoughts that emanate from my ego. In the space I have opened, genuine radiance of spiritual light appears. So if you want more light, which is Psalm 27, then you're going to have more control over what flows through your mind. Your mind brings energy. Your thoughts affect your emotion. Emotions are energy moving. By you being a fixed sign, you need to pay attention to that. How you're thinking is how you're going to feel, and you're going to stay in that emotion. And if you're trying to prosper, you're trying to get victory, you need to understand that water energy needs to be positive when it comes down to faith, hope, commitment, dedication, any of that. Those virtues will anchor you and give you the security you need. And then your outcome energy, your outcome card is time travel. It says Va He Va. Let me put these glasses back on. I really enjoy it. It says, I awaken remorse in my heart from prior misdeeds. I accept the frank spiritual truth that problems in my life are a result of past action. It says, by concentrating on this name, I will uproot the negative seeds that I have already planted. And in doing so, I transform my past. This is your outcome card. Listen to this. I transform my past. I reshape my present. And I create a future full of joy and fulfillment. That's your outcome card, Scorpio. And this is what I want you to know. Your shadow card also talks about creating a space for truth and loving friends, joy and fulfillment. So you're going to stop over obsessing. It's going to happen. It's going to come. A lot of good is going to come to you. But it's not going to come when you want it. It's going to come when it's needed. Stop trying to control the process. Flow with the process. Take it from experience. You can make it a smoother ride, or you can make it a ride of the rapids. And you don't want that shit. So how you handle the energy that is flowing in your life determines how your ride gonna be. But I'm letting you know, you're gonna end up with the things you desire. So chill out. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for wagging with me. I know I came on a little later, but I had just got home, so I need to go wash my ass. I need to eat. I ain't gonna bust in the leg. I don't have the energy for it. I'm 52 years old. I gotta have some sense for myself. I wanna last and be here. Fine and sexy, but when you try to push yourself to the max and you 52 years old, that's a recipe for foolishness. So I appreciate you. Hit that like button. If you don't have your egg stick, please, sir and ma'am, get your egg stick as soon as possible. Sister Tree talked about her egg stick. Brother Demetrius, these are two different types of people, and they all have raving reviews about the egg stick. And Demetrius can tell you, your egg stick for $1,500 is a steal. I don't play about my magic, and I don't play about my people. I'm going to give you tools that actually work. All of my products, they're going to be on par. You done got fucked over long enough in these ATRs and these spiritual streets. So if you come through me, it's going to be a donation, and you can write it off at the end of the year if you spend enough. Because some of y'all want to spend $200 or $300 and talking about you want to receive. You ain't going to get shit. I'm just telling you. The more money you spend, the more you can write off your tax. Alright? It's just that simple. And this is the way that you can not only invest in yourself, but reinvest, and you also getting something back. Most people that are in the ATR, when they spend money, it's spent. They ain't getting nothing back. Alright? I guarantee my finances. All right. God bless.